Okay, folks, get ready to dive in, because today we are talking about a topic that just might make you say, ew. But trust me when I say this is fascinating stuff. We're going deep on black soldier flies,
That's right, black soldier
and
flies.
specifically their larvae. You know those little squirmy worm-looking things? And no, we're not talking about putting them on your dinner plate tonight, at least not directly.
Not directly.
But we're talking about how they are poised to totally change the way we feed fish. And the whole aquaculture industry, I mean, it's pretty amazing, right?
Absolutely. We're talking about a potential game changer here, and we're going to break it all down for you today using this awesome article we found titled,
Black soldier flies in aquaculture, a sustainable protein source. And let me tell you, it's packed with incredible insights. But before we get too deep into the nitty-gritty, I think it's important to set the stage here, right?
Definitely.
So can you give us a quick rundown on why we should even care about this whole black soldier fly thing?
Well, think about it. The demand for seafood is exploding, right?
It is. I mean, everyone loves sushi.
Exactly. But the problem is our traditional methods for producing fish feed, things like fish meal, they're just not cutting it anymore.
Are cutting it?
Not really. I mean, they're putting way too much pressure on our oceans. We're basically overfishing to feed fish, which is a bit of ironic when you think about it.
Right. It's like robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Exactly. And not to mention, those methods aren't exactly environmentally friendly. So the search is on for alternatives, something that can provide the nutrition fish need without all the negative side effects. And that's where our little friend, the black soldier fly larva, comes in.
Hold on, back up for a sec. Larvae. Those little worm guys are actually nutritious.
Oh, yeah. You better believe it.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
These little guys are nutritional powerhouses. I mean, we're talking up to 45% protein.
Wow, 45%?
Which is crucial for fish growth. Plus, they've got all the essential amino acids fish need. And it doesn't stop there. They're packed with lipids, calcium, and even something called antimicrobial peptides.
Okay, stop right there for a second. For those of us who don't spend our days in a lab, what on earth are antimicrobial peptides? And why should I care if they're in my fish food?
That's a great question. So antimicrobial peptides, think of them as tiny little warriors in the body. They help fight off bad bacteria and boost the immune system.
Also like a little army.
Exactly. And when you've got these little warriors in fish feed, it means healthier fish that are less likely to get sick.
That's awesome. Less sick fish, more fish for me.
Right. And this is especially important in aquaculture, where disease outbreaks can be a huge problem.
So basically, these larvae are like a superfood for fish. But the article also mentioned something about their fatty acid profile being similar to fish oil. I mean, what's the big deal about that?
Well, remember how fish oil is a key ingredient in traditional fish feed?
Yeah?
Well, black soldier fly larvae, they could offer similar benefits, maybe even leading to fish with higher omega-3 content.
Whoa. Hold on. Now you're talking my language. More omega-3s.
Exactly, which is great for us too. Remember those heart-healthy omega-3s everyone's always talking about? Imagine getting those from a fish that was raised sustainably.
Okay, now that's what I call a win-win. And speaking of sustainable, this whole raising larvae thing, it's pretty environmentally friendly, right? Like I read somewhere that they can be grown on organic waste, like stuff we'd normally just throw away.
You got it. Food scraps, agricultural byproducts, things that would normally end up rotting in a landfill. Black soldier fly larvae can take that waste and turn it into a high-value protein source. It's pretty amazing.
It's like magic almost. But seriously, that aligns perfectly with that whole circular economy concept, right?
Absolutely. Minimizing waste, reusing resources. It's all about sustainability.
And I'm all about that. I mean, remember reading about how fish farms in Norway, even parts of Africa, they're already using these black soldier fly larvae. So it's not just some sci-fi concept. This is actually happening right now.
Yeah, it's definitely gaining traction, and for good reason. It just makes economic sense, too. Compared to traditional fish meal production, it's way more affordable, and you can scale it up much more easily. You need less land, less water, and you're basically turning trash into profit. I mean, who doesn't love that?
I know I do. But, there's something else in the article that really caught my eye. They mentioned that you can actually feed the larvae to fish live.
Live?
Yeah. Like straight from the production units, no processing or anything. What do you think about that?
That's a fascinating idea, and definitely an area that needs more research. But think about the potential benefits. I mean, it could save money on processing costs, for one. And who knows, maybe it even makes the nutrients more bioavailable for the fish.
Interesting. So much to explore, still so much we don't know.
Exactly, and that's what makes this field so exciting. There's always something new to discover.
I gotta admit, I was a little grossed out when I first heard about this whole insects thing. But after reading about these black soldier fly larvae, I'm honestly impressed. I mean, they're sustainable and nutritious, and they could totally revolutionize the way we think about food production.
I agree. It's a perfect example of how innovation and creativity can lead to solutions that are good for both people and the planet.
I love that. And who knows, maybe this is just the beginning.
Right. If black soldier flies can make such a big impact on aquaculture, imagine the possibilities in other industries.
Oh, yeah. Like, what about livestock feed or even pet food? Could we be looking at a future where insects play a much bigger role in our food system?
It's definitely a possibility, a future where bugs are a regular part of our diets.
Okay, okay, maybe not quite that far, but it's definitely food for thought, pun intended.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, this is a topic that deserves more attention. So to all our listeners out there, if you're curious about this tiny creature with a huge impact, I encourage you to do some digging on black soldier flies and their role in creating a more sustainable future. I think you'll be surprised by what you find.
I think so too.
So until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.
And maybe try a cricket or two. You never know. You might like it.
Okay, maybe not.
All right, fair enough.
But thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of black soldier flies. And a huge thanks to our expert for sharing their insights.
My pleasure. Always happy to talk bugs.
See you next time.
Bye.